Now let's see the administration and polity of the Vedic age. Administration and polity of Rig Vedic period. Rig Vedic period first. It contained the tribal polity. ట్రైబ్స్ అప్పుడు అందరు ట్రైబ్స్ క్లాన్స్గా ఫామ్ అయ్యి అలా ఉండాలి కాబట్టి ఇట్ కన్సిస్టెడ్ ది ట్రైబల్ పాలిటీ. ద లీడర్ వాస్ కాల్డ్ as రాజన్. Tribal polity, the leader was Rajan. He is an elected member and he is answerable to the 4 tribal assemblies. What were the 4 tribal assemblies? They were Sabha, Samiti, Vidhata and Ghana. Sabha, Samiti, Vidhata and Ghana were the 4 tribal assembly, and Rajan is an elected member who is answerable to these committees, assemblies. And assembly administration was republic. Administration was republic ante the head of the state is an elected member అని అర్థం. సో అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ వాస్ రిపబ్లిక్. దెన్ రాజన్ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ద పశు అండ్ ద జన. ఆ ప్లేస్లో ఉన్న పశువులు జనాలు అందరినీ కాపాడాలన్నమాట. రాజన్ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ద పశు అండ్ ద జన. అండ్ దేర్ వర్ నో జనపదాస్ ఇన్ ద రిగ్ వేదిక్ పీరియడ్. ఇట్ వాస్ బికాస్ ద పీపుల్ వాస్ సెమీ నోమాడిక్. వాళ్ళు ఇంకా అప్పటికి సెటిల్ అవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి ద పీపుల్ వర్ సెమీ నోమాడిక్. సో there were no janapadas in the Rigvedic period. So the wars mentioned in the Rigveda are also called as Gavishti. ఎందుకంటే it meant wars fought to protect the cows. They were wars fought to acquire the cows or to protect their own cows. So the Raja was considered as the Gopala, and but he was not the Bhupala. He was only the Gopala, అంటే గోవుల్ని కాచేవాడు అనేది గోపాల అన్నమాట. రాజా వాస్ నోన్ యాజ్ ది గోపాల బట్ నాట్ ది భూపాల. గోపాల. The battle mentioned in the Rigveda was Dasarajna. Dasarajagana war అన్నా కదా, మీనింగ్ ద బ్యాటిల్ ఆఫ్ ది 10 kings. It was fought between the Bharatas and the Purus. That is, the Purus had along with the Purus it was 9+1 kings. Purusతో పాటు అందరు 10 tribes కూడా ఫైట్ చేశారు. అండ్ the war was won by the Bharatas on the banks of the river Ravi, that is Paruchani, on the banks of the river Ravi. The Bharata king Sudama won the battle, and the Bharata tribe is responsible for the name Bharata for India. For the name Bharat for India. Bharata Vamsha. The Rajan was assisted by Purohit, Senapati. Purohit is the priest, Senapati is the head of the army, and Vrajapati means pastoral head. ఎవరైతే పాస్చర్స్ అవి ఉంటాయి కదా, పాస్టోరల్ హెడ్ వచ్చి వ్రజాపతి. అండ్ స్పసా వాజ్ స్పైస్ అనమాట. స్పైలు ఉంటారు కదా రాజన్కి, వాళ్ళు స్పసా అనేవాళ్ళు స్పైస్ అనమాట. అండ్ గ్రామణి వాజ్ ది హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ద విలేజ్ ఆర్ విలేజ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ హెడ్. Purohit, Senapati, Vrajapati, pastoral head, Spasad, spice, and Gramani was village administrative head. Then source of income to Rajan was Bali. Bali was a voluntary donation made by the people to Rajan, the Bali. So the other source of being the spoils of the wars. While wars fight చేసుకుంటారు కదా, ఆ మిగిలిన wealth looted by winning the wars and the spoils of the wars. Then the later Vedic. Then from La Excellence, the early Vedic period polity and administration. The chief was the protector of the tribes or the jana. However, he did not possess unlimited powers. Okay, he did not have unlimited powers, for he had to reckon with the tribal assemblies. Sabha, Samiti, Vidhata and Ghana were the tribal assemblies. Of these, Vidhata was the oldest. These assemblies exercised deliberative, military and religious functions. ఈ అసెంబ్లీస్ ఏమేమి పర్ఫామ్ చేసేవి? డెలిబరేటివ్, దే ఎక్సర్సైజ్ డెలిబరేటివ్, మిలిటరీ అండ్ మిలిటరీ ఫంక్షన్స్, అంటే వార్స్ ఉండేవి కాబట్టి మిలిటరీ ఫంక్షన్స్, అండ్ రిచువల్స్ చేసేవాళ్ళు రిచువల్ ఫంక్షన్స్. దీస్ అసెంబ్లీస్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ డెలిబరేటివ్, military and religious functions. The two most important assemblies were the Sabha and Samiti. Samiti was general in nature and less exclusive than సభ. అంటే సమితిలో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్రామాల్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ ఉంటారు. సభలో ఓన్లీ నోబుల్స్ వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు రాజన్తో పాటు. సమితి ఇట్ హ్యాడ్ ఆల్ ద పీపుల్ ఫ్రమ్ ద విలేజ్ అనమాట, ఆర్ దట్ క్లాన్. సమితిలో సభలో రాజసభలో ఉండి నోబుల్స్ ఉండేవాళ్ళు, సమితిలో పీపుల్ అందరూ కూడా ఉండేవాళ్ళు. సో విమెన్ అటెండెడ్ ద సభ అండ్ ద విధాత ఇన్ ద రిక్వేదిక్ పీరియడ్స్. A few non-monarchical states, that is Gana, are described whose head was Ganapati or Jeshta. గణాస్ ఉండేవన్నమాట. వీళ్ళు వచ్చి నాన్ మొనార్కియల్ స్టేట్స్, వీళ్ళకి ఎవరు మోనార్క్స్ లేదనమాట. ఫ్యూ నాన్ మొనార్కియల్ స్టేట్స్ కాల్డ్ అస్ గణాలు అనేవాళ్ళు ఆర్ ఆల్సో డిస్క్రైబ్డ్ హూస్ హెడ్ వాస్ గణపతి ఆర్ జ్యేష్ఠ ఆర్ గణపతి. So from Sinayasar notes, polity of Rigvedic period, it was basically a tribal polity with small states called as Janas. Small states called as Janas. The most popular tribe of the Jana of the Rig Veda period was Bharata tribe. So Bharata tribe was most famous, popular. So there were frequent wars between the Bharatas and other Aryan tribes and the non-Aryan tribes. Bharatas ki, Aryan tribes ki, non-Aryan tribes ki, there were frequent wars and matter. Generally the wars were fought for the sake of the cattle. The Rig Veda talks about the Dasarajna battle on the banks of the river Parushani, that is river Ravi. The course of the battle was ego clashes between the Vishwamitra and Vashishta. The cause of the battle was ego clash between the Vishwamitra and the Vashishta. Then hereditary monarchy was the popular form of the government. Hereditary monarchy, tribal polity, hereditary monarchy was the popular form of the government. The king was called as Rajan and Ganapati and Gopala. And Rajan, Ganapati and Gopala, the king had very limited powers. Okay, he had to reckon on the tribal assemblies. They were controlled by popular legislative assemblies. The king had very limited power. They were controlled by popular legislative assemblies called as Sabha and Samiti. Popular legislative assemblies called as Sabha and Samiti. Sabha was the assembly of the elders, whereas the Samiti represented the whole tribe. Okay, and the Samiti's decision was final in all the matters. Gurtupettukondi, it's not about the nobles decision, it was Samiti's decision was final in all the matters. The administrative units were Kula or family was the smallest unit, which includes the people living under the same roof. Kula or family, smallest unit which includes the people living under the same roof. And then comes the grama or village headed by Gramani, and then group of villages was called as Vish means it is tribe headed by Vishpati, and Vishes formed into Jana or a tribe. Vish formed into a Jana headed by the Rajan or Ganapati. And above the Jana was Rashtra or country, above the Jana. So first one was Kula, then Grama, then it was Kula, Kulapati, Grama, Gramani, Vishpati. Vishes together formed Jana. It was headed by Rajan or Ganapati, and then above Jana it was Rashtra or country. So the bureaucracy was not well established. The king was assisted by priests and ministers, Purohit, Senapati, and the chief commander was called as Senani. Chief commander of war forces was called as Senapati, and Crown Prince was called as Yuvaraj. There was no standing army, and no tax system was not at all well established. There was no standing army, and the tax system was not well established. Now the later Vedic period, polity and administration. Now the important thing is formation of the Janapadas, the territorial kingdoms. Okay, they were formed due to the settled agricultural practices in the Ganga basin. Formation of the Janapads and the territorial kingdoms, they were formed due to settled agricultural practices. And the monarchy అనేది it had emerged. Authority of a single man and his heirs has started. The monarch became the Bhupala, and he was no more called as Gopala. The monarchy అనేది emerged, authority of a single man. monarchy, authority of a single man and his heirs. Okay, monarch became the Bhupala. Then for the first time taxation was imposed. Earliest tax was called as Bhaga. Earliest tax was called as Bhaga. It was the source of income for the Rajan. Then the officers were called as Bhagaduga. Bhagaduga was the tax collector, and Sangrahitri was the treasurer. Bhagaduga was the tax collector, and Sangrahitri was the treasurer. The later Vedic period polity. In the later Vedic period, the Vidhata completely disappeared in the earliest form of legislative assemblies. The Sabha and Samiti continued to hold the ground, but their character also had changed. Women were no longer permitted to sit in the Sabha, and it was now dominated by only the nobles and Brahmanas. Women were no longer permitted to sit, and it was now only dominated by only nobles and Brahmanas. Now, the formation of the wider kingdoms made the king more powerful. The formation of the wider kingdoms made king more powerful. Okay, the tribal authority tended to become territorial. The tribal authority అనేది now it tended to become territorial kingdoms అయిపోయింది. The term Rashtra, country, which indicates the territory, first appears in this period. Okay, the king performed the Rajasuya sacrifice, Rajasuya Yajna, which was supposed to confer the supreme power to him. Rajasuya Yajna, which was supposed to confer the supreme power to him. He performed the Ashwamedha, which meant unquestioned control over the area in which the royal horse ran uninterrupted. Then he also performed the Vajapeya or the chariot race. Vajapeya is the chariot race in which the royal chariot was made to win the race against his kinsmen. So the king started assuming high sounding titles like Samrat, Ekrat, Sarvabhumi and Virat. Samrat, Virat, Ekrat and Sarvabhumi. During this period, collection of the taxes and the tributes were also there, and the king officer was also called as treasurer was called as king officer Sangrahitri. The king did not possess a standing army. Okay, the king did not possess a standing army. Tribal units were mustered in the times of war, and according to one ritual for success in the war, the king had to eat along with his people from the same plate. వావ్, స్టాండింగ్ ఆర్మీ అనేది ఇక్కడ కూడా లేదు కింగ్కి. ట్రైబల్ యూనిట్స్ ఏవైతే ఉండేవో ఆ పీపులే దే యూస్ టు గో ఆన్ ఫైట్ ఇన్ ద టైమ్స్ ఆఫ్ ది వార్, అండ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు వన్ రిచువల్ దట్ వాస్ ప్రివేలెంట్ ఫర్ ద సక్సెస్ ఇన్ ద వార్. సక్సెస్ కోసం ఏం చేయాలంటే ద కింగ్ హ్యాస్ టు ఈట్ అలాంగ్ విత్ హిస్ పీపుల్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ ప్లేట్ అనేది ఫాలో అయ్యేవాళ్ళు. So now comes the religion of the Aryans in the Rig Vedic period. They mostly worship of the natural forces with total 33 in number. Natural forces ని వర్షిప్ చేసేవాళ్ళు 33 in number ఉండేవాళ్ళు. All of them were natural gods, 33 gods, all of them who were natural forces of gods and goddesses. Okay, natural forces with gender and divine status was also imposed, and the natural forces were personified. ఆ natural forces కి వీళ్ళే జెండర్ ఇచ్చారు అండ్ వాళ్ళకి డివైన్ స్టేటస్ వీళ్ళే ఇచ్చారు. ఇప్పుడు ఒక ట్రీ అనుకోండి, ట్రీ అనేది ఇది ఇది ఫీమేల్, ఇది మేల్ అని వీళ్ళే జెండర్ ఇచ్చారు, దాన్ని పర్సానిఫై చేశారు, అండ్ దే గేవ్ ఇట్ ద డివైన్ స్టేటస్ ఆల్సో. ద గాడ్స్ దట్ వర్ వర్షిప్డ్ వర్ ఇంద్ర, హీ వాస్ ది వెదర్ గాడ్, అండ్ 250 శ్లోకాస్ out of 1028 slokas were given to Indra, and also known as Purandara, Jitendra and Somapa. Indra was Purandara, the destroyer of the forts. Jitendra, Somapa. Indra was the weather god. Varuna was the water god. Agni, he was the fire god. 200 slokas in Rig Veda. Surya was the sun god. Twastri was the volcano god. Twastri, volcano god. And Maruts was god of Mount Thunderbolt, god, lightning, thunderbolts, thunder. Maruts was god of thunderbolt. Ashwin Kumarulu. Ashwins were god of medicinal plants, and Aditi was god of the earth. Aditi was god of earth, and Datri, Aditi was god of earth. Ushas was god of the dawn, and Savitri was god of light. And early Aryans had direct communication through prayers. That is 1028 hymns in the Rig Veda. They had direct communication through the prayers and offerings. Offerings was soma, a sacred drink. Aryans had direct communication with the god through prayers and offerings. And the prayers and offerings were very much for materialistic benefit of Raja and the Pasu. For the Praja and Pasu, material prayers and offerings were the material for the materialistic benefit of Praja and Pasu. The early Vedic people did not believe in ideal worship. They worshipped the forces of nature as the manifestation of one supreme god. They worshipped the forces of nature as the manifestation of one supreme god. They did not believe in ideal worship. Vedic gods have been classified into three categories: terrestrial, atmospheric, and celestial. Terrestrial, atmospheric, and celestial. So Agni, Indra, and Varuna were important gods. Prithvi, Saraswati, Usha, Aditi were female deities. Prithvi, Saraswati, Aditi, and Usha were female deities. They were not given the same position as the male gods. People did not worship for spiritual reasons but only for the welfare of Praja and Pashu. The recitation of the prayers, chanting of the Vedic hymns, and the sacrifices or yajnas were an important part of worship. Chanting of the Vedic hymns, sacrifices, or the yajnas, Vedic hymns, and recitation of the prayers. Then the religion, Rigvedic religion, may be defined as monoism or homotheism. Monotheism or homotheism. That is, God is one with different forms. అదే చెప్పారు ఇక్కడ కూడా. ఐడల్ వర్షిప్ లేదు. A manifestation of one. They worship forces of nature as the manifestation of one supreme God. The Rigvedic religion may be defined as monoism or homotheism. Homotheism, meaning God is one with different forms. In the religions, the forces of nature were personified. The forces of nature were personified as Agni, Varuna, and Vayu. Agni, Varuna, Vayu. These are the forces of nature. According to the Rig Veda, the whole universe was evolved out of a great sacrifice called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha was it was a great sacrifice, and out of which the whole universe has been evolved according to Rig Veda. This was completely present in Rig Veda. Okay, the universe was divided into celestial, that is so the universe was divided into celestial, aerial, and terrestrial. Celestial means Dishantana, DYNS, దిన్స్తన. ఏరియల్ అంటే అంతరిక్షణ, అండ్ టెరెస్ట్రియల్ స్పియర్ అంటే ఎర్త్. సో పృథ్వీస్తన. ఏరియల్ అంటే అంతరిక్షణ. సెలెస్టియల్ బాడీస్ అంటే యూనివర్స్లో తిరిగేవి. దింస్తన అంటే ఏదో. ఓకే, ద లార్డ్ ఇంద్ర, ద గాడ్ ఆఫ్ సెలెస్టియల్ స్పియర్. Lord Indra was the god of that celestial sphere, was the most important god, and was the god of the war and victory. And he was the god of war and victory, god of weather god అని చెప్పారు. He was the god of celestial sphere, and he was the most important god, and he was the god of the war and god of victory. And he was called as Purandara, the one who destroyed the fortified cities. And he played an important role, warrior god, leading the Aryan soldiers to victory against the demons. 250 hymns are devoted to him. He was regarded as the rain god, అదే వెదర్ god అని కూడా చెప్తున్నారు. Rain god. The second position was held by Agni, the fire god, for whom 200 hymns were devoted. The obligations offered to Agni were supposed to be carried out in the form of the smoke. obligations are supposed to be carried out in the form of smoke to the sky and thus transmitted to the gods. Then Agni is the god of terrestrial sphere annata. Indra is the god of celestial sphere, Agni is the god of terrestrial sphere. So he is the priest or Hotri. Agni is the priest or Hotri in the Rig Veda. So the messages between the people of the earth and he is the priest or the messenger between the people of the earth and the god of the heavens అనేది అగ్ని అనమాట. ఓకే, వెరీ నైస్. ఇంద్ర సెలెస్టియల్ స్పియర్, అగ్ని టెరెస్ట్రియల్ అంటే ఎర్త్ దగ్గర ఉన్న people, and Varuna was the god of aerial sphere, that is antarikshana. So he was the god of values, Varuna, god of values and ethics in the society, and he was the god of values, wealth, and he was protector of the world and moral order called Vrita. He was the protector of the world and moral orders. And Varuna was personified as water and was supposed to uphold the natural order. He was personified as water and he was supposed to uphold the natural order. And Soma is considered to be the god of the plants. Savitri is the Varuna, ఇంకోసారి రిపీట్ చేస్తే, Varuna was the god of aerial sphere. He was the god of values, wealth, and he is the protector of the world and moral orders called Vrita. And Savitri is a god of cosmic energy, light. That is the sacred mantra, Gayatri mantra is the sacred Gayatri mantra is addressed to Savitri. Sacred Gayatri mantra is addressed to goddess Savitri. Soma is the god of nourishment. He is the god of nourishment, or Soma is the god of plants. So then Ashwinis were the god of medicinal plants or medicinal herbs. The only non-Aryan god accepted by the Aryans was Rudra, that is Pashupati of Indus Valley town. The only goddess was Saraswati. The only goddess accepted was Saraswati. It was a simple religion without complicated rituals and ceremonies. The Rigvedic religion was a simple, the non-Aryan religion was a simple religion without complicated ritual and ceremonies. It emphasized more on the prayers. It emphasized more on prayers than rituals. Now comes the later Vedic religion. The later Vedic religion is called as Brahmanical religion. The early Vedic religion is called, Rigvedic religion is called as monotheism or homotheism. Later Vedic religion is called as Brahmanical religion. It developed new gods called Trimurtis. So they were Prajapati, the creator, Vishnu, the protector, and the Rudra, the destroyer. Prajapati is Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra, Shiva is the destroyer. Methods of the worship also changed to ritual practices through animal sacrifices. ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకుముందు ఓన్లీ రిచువల్స్ ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు, ఇప్పుడు ఓన్లీ రిచువల్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ త్రూ animal sacrifices also were given. Methods of worship, it was called as Brahmanical religion as Brahmins dominated the later Vedic period. The religion became speculative and spiritual. So the two outstanding Rig Vedic gods, Indra and Agni, lost their former importance. ఇంతకు ముందు ఉన్న Indra and Agni lost their former importance. On the other hand, Prajapati, the creator, came to occupy the supreme position in later Vedic period pantheon. So Rudra, the god of animals, became important in the later Vedic times, and Vishnu came to be conceived as the preserver and protector of the people. Preserver and protector. So some signs of idolatry were noticed. Some signs of idolatry are noticed. Important female deities during the later Vedic period were Usha, the goddess of dawn; Aditi, the goddess of mother of gods. Aditi is the mother of gods. Prithvi, earth goddess. And this must be correct. Aditi is the mother of gods and Prithvi is the earth goddess. And Arya, Aranyani. Aryani was the forest goddess and Saraswati was river deity. The mode of worship also changed considerably. Animal sacrifice was followed and the prayers continued to be recited, but they ceased to be the dominant mode of placating the gods. their prayers అనేది they were recited, but they ceased to be the dominant mode of placating the gods. Sacrifices became more important. Prayers కంటే sacrifices became more important, and they assumed both public and domestic character. సో ఇంట్లోనూ సాక్రిఫైసెస్, డొమెస్టిక్ క్యారెక్టర్లోని ఇంట్లోనూ సాక్రిఫైసెస్ చేసేవాళ్ళు, పబ్లిక్లోనూ సాక్రిఫైసెస్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. Sacrifices assume both public and domestic character. The guests were known as the guests were known as the gogna, or one who was fed on cattle. Gogna means one who was fed on cattle. Guests. The priests who officiated at the sacrifices were regarded generously and given the dakshina or gifts. The priests were officiated at sacrifices, were regarded generously, and they were given dakshinas or gifts. So the change in economic activity reflected best in the religion. From Seniors and Notes, the change in the economic activity, it reflected best in the religion. As per the requirements of the new age, new gods appeared and ceremonies and rituals were introduced. So new gods appeared and ceremonies and rituals accordingly were introduced. The prominent Rigvedic gods Indra, Varuna and Agni were replaced by Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. The Kshatriyas identified the Brahma, called Prajapati, the creator, whereas the Vaishyas identified Vishnu with the god of prosperity. Kshatriyas emo Brahmani identify చేసుకున్నారు as Prajapati. So Kshatriyas Brahman పూజించేవాళ్ళు, they identified with him. The Vaishyas identified with Vishnu because he was the god of prosperity with Lakshmi Devi. The socially improved the Shudra community, socially agriculture వాళ్ళు improve అయ్యారు. So socially improved the Shudra community, they introduced a new god called as Pushana, god of cattle. Pushan, the god of cattle. People, the god of cattle, people and marriages. Pushan evaramma? The simple Rigvedic religion, it was a simple Rigvedic religion with prayers, was replaced by complicated and costly rituals and ceremonies. Rigvedalo, it was a simple religion. Simple Rigvedic religion was with the prayers was replaced with complicated and costly rituals and ceremonies in later Vedic period. Reflecting the society, the only female goddess was Saraswati. Rigvedic goddess Saraswati lost her importance. Okay, in the religion, the democratic spirit of Rigvedic religion was replaced by monopolistic tendencies. ఇక్కడ కూడా monopolistic tendencies were reflected in the religion. The democratic spirit of the Rigvedic religion was replaced by monopolic tendencies. The priestly clan, particularly the Brahmins, dominated the religion, so it was called as Brahmanical religion. The concept of moksha or salvation was denied to the Shudras. Oh my god, this is too much. The concept of moksha or salvation, it was denied to the Shudras. The domination of the priests created social tensions with all the other castes, oppressing the Brahmin domination. The domination of the priests created some social tensions, okay, with all the other class who were getting oppressed by the Brahmin domination. Finally, it led to the emergence of Buddhism and Jainism. Finally.